Welcome back to another episode of Dynasty Queens, everybody. I'm your host, Pamela, and I have my beautiful co-host,
Mia J, in the building.
Guys, we are in for a super awesome treat today. We have director, writer, and actress Lulu Lopez in the building. Hey, Miss Lulu, how are you today?
I'm great. So happy to be here with you two queens. I love women power, baby.
Yes. Perfect. Lulu, go ahead and tell our viewers just a little bit about you, just to get into it. Just tell us, what you do and how you got started.
I'm an actress. During COVID, I wrote a little short film, which is becoming a TV show, actually. And I wrote it, decided to direct it, which is something I would never do again because it's a lot of hard work, ladies. A lot of hard work. When you're behind the scenes, it's much more work than in front of the cameras. So I give kudos to everyone behind the scenes. I've hosted as well. I used to have a radio show maybe 5 years ago. I've interviewed DJ Clark Kent, a lot of legends in my radio show for 2 years. I've also done red carpet interviews. I've interviewed Jimmy Fallon, Joe Torre, all the Yankee players, the NBA players, a lot of celebrities, Malik Yoba, and the list goes on. And then I also opened up a vegan makeup line. It's online vegan makeup line. So I'm an entrepreneur as well. I know it's like a it's like a jack of all trades. It's a lot, but currently right now I'm focusing on my acting and my directing and producing as well. And of course my vegan makeup line, because the vegan makeup line, for every sale we donate, I teamed up with Women in Need Shelter, and it's a shelter in New York City that donates to women who are homeless with children. So for every sale I donate $1 to them.
Wow. Man, nothing better than a humble queen, someone who was able to make something of herself and give back. So I love that. If you could also, Lulu, share a little bit about your background. So I know that you were born in Colombia.
Yeah.
And then tell us about your transition to the United States.
Yes, I was born and I could say raised, because I was there till 8 years old, and then we came to United States. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm a wetback. We came through Mexico illegally, so I'm sharing secrets here, because my next will be a book that I'm actually a biography of my whole life story. So yes, we came to America at 8 years old, and since that I was raised in Miami. And I've been living in New York for 10 years, just pursuing. It was either New York or LA, and I'm definitely coming to New York. So I started pursuing back my career of acting in New York. I come from a Spanish.
What was that culture shock like? So the transition from living in Colombia, a completely different country, and then the transition to Miami, like how was that like with making friends in school and just like getting used to like a new atmosphere? How did you go through that growing up?
Well, it was very difficult, obviously, because I didn't speak the language. Of course, my mother had, we didn't have anything as well. So I got bullied a lot due to the fact that we were poor, and I had to repeat clothes. So at first it was very difficult until I learned the language and I was able to, blend in with others. But Miami wasn't as difficult, I would say, when it comes to, because there's a lot of Spanish speaking people in Miami, and they call it the north of Cuba, not Miami. But back then it wasn't as Latino based as it is now. So there was a couple of Americans that were racist, and unfortunately, and I got bullied a lot. So yeah, it was a little difficult for the first, like, I would say 4 years, and then after that I grew into myself.
That's wonderful. So as you're transitioning through your childhood, what brought about acting? Was it something you saw on TV that like really just pulled you to like, hey, I think I want to be an actress? Like what was it that sparked your creativity?
Actually, I never wanted to be an actress. That's funny you said so. So I wanted to model or be in music. So I used to model when I was a teenager for JCPenney catalogs. I'm talking about back in the days. Oh my God, I'm saying my age. I said a catalog. That doesn't even exist anymore. But yes, I used to model for catalogs, and of course, it was a Cindy Crawford. Everybody wanted to be one. So yeah, I wanted to model. I was in a modeling agency. I used to do a lot of fashion runway. As a teenager, I was 13, 14. So I wanted to either be a model or be into music. And one day I was 19 years old, and a friend of mine was taking acting classes, and he invited me to one of his acting classes, who was taught by one of the best legends of a Cuban actor who was a legend in telenovelas in Miami. And I went to the class as a guest, and at the end of the class, he said, "Anybody wants to volunteer to just improvise anything?" And I got up and I volunteer. I improvise. I don't remember the specific scene. And he just said, "Oh my God, you have a talent. You have to take my classes. I'll give you free classes for a month, but I believe in you, and I know you're going to make it somewhere." And I started taking his classes, and I was his favorite student because due to him, I wouldn't even have to go to the castings. He would directly put me into telenovelas, and that's how I started in Miami in telenovelas. And then I fell in love with the craft, and here I am.
Man, that's like almost one of those like movie type stories. Like it doesn't happen like that for a lot of people. Um, Man, that's really fascinating. So you're doing these telenovelas, right? How is that like? What did you have to like hone into or tap into to like really get into character and appreciate the role at the time?
Well, in telenovelas, being Latina, you don't really have to tap into anything because it's so over the top dramatic. And us Latinas, we are over the top dramatic. Our families are over the top. So to be honest, being in telenovela is not actually, I had to learn how to, even though telenovela is very dramatic, it's like,
Yeah.
it's so funny. It's so over the top. In fact, I had to learn how to push it down a little and compress myself when I did the crossover to the English industry because I was so used to the over the top. Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting transition too, because like you're saying, you have all the dramatics and like the crying and the like running off, like because your novio is like cheating on you with like your cousin and stuff. But you have like you're honing into that. So how was it difficult for you to transition to like more of like calmer roles, if you will?
Yes, it was super difficult. I had to take a lot of classes. I took a lot of classes with Tracy Moore, one of the best. I've been taking with Kathy Henderson. She's amazing here in New York City. She's World Guinness Record. So I took a lot of acting classes here. It's like starting all over again because it's a whole different animal compared to Spanish TV, compared to English TV.
Yeah.
So yes, it was starting all over actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, if you don't mind me asking, did your resume at the time, did like casting agents and directors, did they take that into consideration, or was it the telenovelas are so different from like your standard acting and American film or television? So, how was that part?
Yeah, that was extreme. I would believe, and a lot of people believe that you coming from Spanish that you would cross over and it's an easy transition, but it's not actually. Like I said, I had to start all over. They wouldn't give me the credits. They would say that SAG actually said that one thing, Spanish has nothing to do with the SAG when it comes to it. It was crazy. It was mind blowing to me actually. So I had to get my credits back to become a SAG actress, and it was unbelievable.
So, you paid your dues. You're like, look, I'm legit in Colombia and I'm legit in the States now. Like, what was that first like major role that you got when you transitioned to American film?
It was Orange is the New Black. I played Cookie. I had long black hair with glasses. That actually gave me one of my credits for SAG. And then Spike Lee, She's Gotta Have It. And that was my second credit. And then, of course, you have to have 3 credits to become a SAG actor, to become part of the union. And so, yes, but it was Orange is the New Black was my first one.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yes, and that's Spike Lee. I love watching that one. I enjoyed that show very much. I was very sad when it was removed from Netflix. I was like, no.
Yeah, I looked totally different there. I had long black hair, glasses. Totally different than what I look now. And I've never watched the show. It's so hard for us actors to watch yourself on TV. Where I I I hate watching myself on TV.
Really?
Because I'm a huge critic, and you always say to yourself, "Oh, I could have done this better.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have done this better." Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that's human nature for sure.
Yes. So I did want to ask you. I did hear about the late passing of Bill Cobbs. Can you tell us how it was working with him, alongside him and everything on the films?
Oh, he was so nice, so nice. Of course, he was so, he was getting older, so he was a little, he was there but not there, if I may say. But he was really a sweetheart. So was and Machete, I call him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody on set was really nice, really nice. Thank God.
Man.
I love that. It's nice to get along with everyone. When you have like that chemistry with people, because I know sometimes with film it can be hard. Getting the chemistry with certain actors and actresses and stuff, and you literally are acting in reality. So that's awesome to hear.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, definitely. So who would you say, Lulu, is like someone that really inspired you in the acting world? It can be male or female, like someone that you really looked at and you felt like this was a true mentor, someone who helped guide you, someone who, gave you encouraging words when you were feeling, maybe a little doubtful about certain projects. Who is that person for you?
The guy that I spoke of, his name was Orlando Casin. He was my
Okay.
mentor, because not only was he my teacher in Spanish, got me into acting, made me believe in myself, told me I had a talent that was undiscovered, pushed me to take his classes, and after even 10 years after that, we were friends. We became very good friends. I knew his family, his wife, everyone. Unfortunately, he passed away about 6 years ago, before he saw all the greatness that I've been doing recently. And but yeah, his name was Orlando Casin, Cuban, wonderful actor.
Fantastic.
Yeah, for sure.
What? I actually had a question. I know that you do have a short film that won many, many, many awards. Can you tell us a little bit about Redemption on Gun Hill Road?
About what?
Redemption on Gun Hill Road.
Redemption, and oh my God, that was so long ago. Actually, it's so funny. That was who directed that? Actually, one of the directors worked for HBO. Redemption on Gun Hill Road. I played. Oh my God! Wow, you did your homework. That was such a long time. I think that was one of my first short films, about 9 years ago. Yes. Um, to be quite honest, yes, I played the girlfriend of, I think, the attorney. I'm not. Wow, you probably good, good. Yes, it was great. It was great. Actually, I love that because I got my daughter to be able. It was her first TV role, I would say. She was 4 years old, and they needed a child, and she played along with me in the role. So that one's a special one for me. Yes.
It's a family affair.
Yeah,
With that
it's
one
a
there.
family affair.
What would you say, Lulu, is your favorite role that you've done thus far?
Oh, I just finished filming. Actually, my funnest role. I think all of them are my favorite because I love acting so much, and I love this craft. Like, I eat, breathe this craft. But the funnest part has been the one I recently, last year and a half, we finished filming with Earthquake the comedian and Donnell Rollins, which you guys will, God willing, will see on Netflix soon. Yeah, I play a crazy Latina girlfriend who's a stalker. And that was super fun to do. Not much far from how I was when I was younger, in my young years, but it was really fun because imagine being on set with Donnell Rollins, who's hysterical, and Earthquake. So even doing our breaks, I would play around. I even have some footage of me on break, still in character, going after Earthquake because I play Earthquake's girlfriend, and going crazy on him. Even after while we were taking breaks and people would film that and laugh, and we had so much fun filming that movie.
Right. That's really, really cool. I really like your versatility. Like, even the whole thing with starting with the telenovelas and then transitioning to like traditional, and then now you're doing like Black comedy. I think I love it. I love the versatility. Like, you're just like, but that's the cool thing about, I think, with Latina actresses is you all can kind of do a lot of different roles, or,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yes.
Can kind of smoothly cross over into different roles like that. However, I have a question. So for a young Latina actress that's coming up, what are 3 pivotal things that she needs to know about, like, be prepared for this in the industry?
Ooh. Be prepared to not take everything personal. Also, stay true to yourself. Unfortunately for us Latina, especially minorities and beautiful women, unfortunately, this industry is very tough. There's a lot of I won't say the word pedophiles or nothing of that nature, but there's a lot of producers that do want to take advantage of you. So just stay strong, remain firm, keep your morals. Don't forget, where you come from, who you are, because it tends to try to change you. So don't do that. Just stay true to yourself. Stay strong. Don't give up, because sometimes I myself have given a thought of maybe I should give up, because it's so difficult out there, especially like I said, when you have morals and you don't want to do certain things that they approach you to commit to do, and you say no, and just stay true to yourself. I'm a true believer of God, and I would never sell my soul nor my body to get to where I will have to be. And I know it's more difficult to get there, but hence why I wrote and directed and produced my own show, which Amazon is taking a look at it, and hopefully we will be watching it.
I love it. Yes. What's up, you guys? Your girl Leah J back again with Dynasty Queens. I wanted to talk to you guys about Fashion Nova. Are y'all really ready to explore these hot summer Fashion Nova deals? I don't think y'all are ready. No. Y'all, let's get into these trendy, stylish jeans, these hot shoes, and fashionable purses. All you got to do for Fashion Nova is go to fashionnova.com, use the coupon code Dynasty Queens to get your fabulous deal at checkout. Tell them Leah J sent you. That's right. Fashion Nova, the official sponsor of Dynasty Queens.
So I want to go back on, you were talking about back in the day, you wanted to be in the model and you were into music. So tell me, let's delve into the music side. Do you sing or do you play an instrument?
I wish. That's like the only talent I don't have. I'm a writer, producer, great director, a great, I hope I am great actress, but singing is one of the only talent that I wish I had. And I wish I used to play the keyboard when I was young, but I didn't pursue it. So I even forgot about it. Like, I forgot how to play it. But unfortunately, I wish I lost so many roles because of that, because they wanted me to be a singer as well. Like, they asked me if I knew how to sing, and I did take some classes, but it's just I was like, I'm not gonna make a fool out of myself. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no way. They're like, you're not that bad. I'm like, yeah.
Oh no.
See, someone who's talented but knows their limitation, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing wrong with that. I think that's really transparent as well. And I think also those are some beautiful messages that you've left for young women that are looking to come into the entertainment industry, who think it's going to be a walk in the park, who think that everyone's going to just treat them like they're the only pretty girl in the room, and it doesn't work like that. So I'm glad you're able to be transparent with, the viewers, and really, tell them what it is. Like, watch out for these pedophiles and these weird producers, and make sure they're legit and all this stuff, because it is crazy.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure they're legit. Absolutely. Because there's a lot of people, especially when they want to get in the industry. I get a lot of DMs asking, how can I start make sure you don't have to pay for nothing. Anybody that says, oh, you got to pay for this, send me this money. And a lot of people tend to do that, especially in the modeling world too. When I used to model, they would ask my mother for money. And in reality, you don't have to pay anybody.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
You're supposed to pay me for this gig.
Yeah.
How about that?
Correct.
It's just so important. We have to look out for these young women today because we have to be strong. In the day of Me Too, and I'm not going to really linger too long on this question, but have you felt any type of weird vibes from people in the industry? Like, you know?
So many. Like I said, I lost a contract once because one of the producers back in Miami wanted to take some certain pictures, some sexier pictures, he called, of me for the show. And they invited me to their penthouse and put in this lingerie and take this pictures because it will help the show. And I declined, and I was out of the show, obviously. Recently, actually, in New York, a Hollywood producer was here with a huge, one of my favorite actors, Robert De Niro. It was a very close private screening, and I was honored to be invited to. And one of the Hollywood producers, was there, and he made a pass on me. He started, professionally, like, what do you? And I know that he can help me. He has the opportunity to help anybody because he's that big. And but at the end, after explaining to him, what I do, I was going to send him he asked what was I doing, that night, to come with him back to his hotel room. And of course I declined, obviously. And because of that, obviously, my career and no opportunity with him ever got nowhere. So yeah, it happens all the time. You just, like I said, you just have to stay strong and believe in yourself that it's going to be more difficult to get there. But trust me, if you have faith in yourself, you believe in yourself, you do the work that you need to get done, and perseverance, and don't give up, you will get there.
Yeah. It'll be worth it in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I want to know, I'm a big makeup girl and skincare. I want to know more about the Lulu Beauty line. So tell us a little bit more about your vegan beauty line.
Yes, it started during COVID because I became vegan during COVID. And I started doing some research, and people have no idea how even products, even in makeup, how it goes into your pores and it affects your health. And makeup contains a lot of products, of chemicals that are not good for you. So I started doing my own research, and then I opened up my vegan makeup line, and I also wanted to give back to the community, and that was a perfect opportunity to do so. This is a way that I can make money and give back the money. It's called Lulu Beauty. And I started with a brow pencil because everybody would say back in the day, oh, your brows are on fleek. So I decided to create this brow pencil I got with this lab in Jersey, and we created this lab pencil, which is one of my number one sellers. Then I have also it's a lip gloss. Lip gloss. It's kind of glitterish, all of them, but they're lip gloss, eyeshadow, and blush on some of them. Shimmer for your whole body. So it's a 3-in-1 product. So it's really good. And now I'm actually working on a skincare line now because I look 20, even though I'm not. No, I'm just sorry. What's your secret? And I am very natural. I try to use as much natural things that I can. And so I'm trying to see, and we're trying to develop a skincare line for Lulu Beauty now.
Look at you trying to sprinkle some of that fountain of youth on the masses, because, girlfriend, you are glowing. Like, it's like, I don't know if it's just your natural radiance or if there's a little whatever.
Thank you.
It's working.
Thank you.
I would buy it. Okay?
Yes.
I would buy it.
Yes, please do. Like I said, it also gives back, and the prices are very affordable. My pencil line is $14.99, and it's so funny because my girlfriends always say, and my clients, some of the housewives of Jersey wear it, and they always tell me, listen, this is not good for you. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not good for you? The pencil lasts too long, and that's not good for you because you want us to continue to purchase it, constantly, and it's just so good and it lasts so long. I don't need one until like 6 months later. So it's so funny they say that, but it's really good. It's $14.99. I made the prices very affordable, and it's $12.99 for the 3-in-1, so you can't beat that.
I'm gonna have to look into this.
Yes. Where can people currently find your cosmetics?
Lulu Beauty. .com, and I also have my Instagram, or they could DM me. That's another, it's only me right now currently. So, DM, I have some local customers that just hit me up personally, or they can go on the website, either or.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I love delivering to my clients because I give them a little gift. They love seeing me, and I just love to interact with the people that are purchasing and supporting.
I did want to go a little bit more into the W.I.N shelters. So, what in particular? Why that one? What made you really just hone into on the women's shelter versus other like nonprofits?
Good question, girl. Good question. Because when we came to the United States, me and my mother were homeless for a year from Colombia.
Oh.
So that really touches my heart, and it's close to, it's something that I always said I want to give back and help. Yeah.
I love that.
Right.
I love that.
Just the whole journey that you've been on so far, Lulu, like just coming from humble beginnings, and just you are just a boss on top of your craft and going into entrepreneurship with your products. It's just a really beautiful thing. Was it scary to transition into, starting your makeup line, or was it just like a natural thing that just came along with, everything else?
It was a little scary, but it was like a natural, it just happened. During COVID, I wrote my show, and I just decided to open something that has my name, something that I care for, something. I think I tell this to a lot of people, and people are like, believe it or not, when you become vegan, I'm not vegan anymore, I'm pescatarian, but I was for 2.5 years vegan, and it opens like your third eye chakra. And I say this, and I promise you, you get to see the world like in a different. I don't know what it does to it's your body. Like Dr. Sebi said, like we're not meant to eat dead flesh, and it's crazy how my mind, it just opened up so many other things, and you would see things different. You would be more focused, and you will understand and want to research other things. And I think that it was just an easy transition for me.
Wow.
I love that you said that too, because like I feel like everybody's body's different, but your body will let you know, like, put that down. Like, no, this is not good. Like, I've had times where I've eaten meat and like it just didn't taste right. Like something just was off, and it was very off-putting. So I've like honed into that too. So what you're saying is so true. Like you have to listen to your body, and it's going to tell you what you need to do and what you need.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, super important. We are what we eat, and you really do your research. A lot of people say, "Oh, but my grandfather and my mom used to eat meat, and they're still alive, and that's what we need." Yes, they don't understand that back in the days, it's totally different than the meat that we have now. So obviously they survived because back in the days it was organic, it was real farm.
Right.
They really, got the animal from the farm itself. We're talking about no antibiotics, no steroids, no fake meat like they're doing now. None of that existed. So of course your great grandfather, your grandfather, your mom are still alive because of that. But nowadays you got to be careful.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so true. And also like how you talked about it being a spiritual thing too, like, your third eye, and, your just subconscious mind, and wanting to discover and learn more things through veganism. What made you decide that you wanted to incorporate some seafood back into your diet? Was it a tough decision to make? And how has your progress been since then, as far as like, feeling enlightened and,
Great question. Yes. Well, because I travel so much, I love traveling. So I travel a lot. That's an understatement to say a lot. Not only for work, but personal. Any little chance I get, I said, instead of buying yourself purses or material things, create memories, because that's the number one thing for me. So I never had that mindset until I became vegan 5 years, which is crazy. And I started just traveling and you know, learning other cultures. It's so beautiful, being out there and seeing what's out there in the world. And because I was traveling so much, I decided that there's certain places that veganism, like it was hard for me to find a vegan restaurant. So I would definitely, I said, what's my next choice? Fish. Fish is the healthiest one. Some fishes. But yes, because, tilapia is a man-made, so I don't need tilapia anymore. But yeah, some fishes. So I started becoming pescatarian. And I'm not going to lie, once in a while, if I do go, like, let's say in Mexico, in Tulum or whatever, I would eat chicken tacos or maybe one, because I know I see where the chicken's coming from. It's different in the States, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wow.
So traveling made me kind of, also I started working out, and I was like, let me just put at least, fish in my diet.
Right. That makes sense for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So where's your favorite place you've traveled so far?
Amsterdam. Well, I have the top three would be Amsterdam. Well, and I'm not being biased. I just came from Cartagena. I'm Colombian. I'm from Medellin, but I've never been to Cartagena. And can I tell you, everyone should go to Cartagena. It is the funnest place I've ever been, and not because I'm biased and I've traveled a lot, is Cartagena, Colombia. Now my favorite place that I would say I would live, that I think it's it's beautiful, it's Amsterdam. I was in love with Amsterdam. And Tulum, I love Tulum. It's spiritually Tulum, fun Cartagena, and peaceful and beautiful Amsterdam. I've been to Egypt as well. I just came back from Greece. Egypt is very beautiful as well. Greece was nice. But yeah, I've been to so many places. I love Bahamas as well. But yeah, definitely my top three: Cartagena, Amsterdam, and Tulum.
I bet Cartagena, I've heard the beaches are just chef's kiss, gorgeous, just
Where?
blue water.
In Tulum?
In Tulum and Cartagena, right?
Yes. Oh yeah, there's certain places in Cartagena that the beaches are absolutely stunning. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Yes. But the best beaches I've been to, Cayman Islands. Oh, it's like crystal clear. It feels like you're in Fiji or something. It's so good.
Wow.
You're more of a tropical girl. You like that whole, I get it.
Actually, I don't. That's so funny. I don't, but I tend to, when I do travel, it tends to, I don't know why it takes me to like the sun, but I actually love the mountains and the winter. So, I'm from Miami. I'm tired of the beaches.
I got you. That makes sense. You can transition from time to time. You have different preferences for different occasions and different feelings.
Yeah.
I get it. Nice. So what are you currently working on next? What is the next big project for Lulu this next quarter in 2024, if you can share?
Yes, of course. So I just got casted for House of Dolls Part 2. It's a horror movie. We're going to be shooting, actually I just received the dates in November in Dallas, Texas. So, and I'm going to play actually a college teacher. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. That one, and then I have another one that I can't speak of. That one's gonna be huge, God willing, and it's gonna be with big time celebrities. So keep that, God willing. You can never say anything until you're there on set, because so many things could change. You can have the role today, and then even the day before that, it's crazy. This industry is very tough. That's why I tell people, don't think that it's all the glamour and the beautiful and you being on camera and it's so cool and it's fun and beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's very stressful. Right. You have to put a lot of hard work. You have to have tough skin, because you have to learn how to be disappointed and not take that serious and not take it personally, because I've once said to myself, am I not good enough? You question yourself a lot in this industry. Yes.
And also, how important is it for young actors and actresses to put their pride to the side? Because maybe sometimes it's a dry season. It could be another writer's strike. They have to get a 9 to 5, or they have to get some type of gig. Maybe they have to do Uber or something like that on the side. So how important is it for them to really understand the full picture or the bigger picture?
Yeah, of course. That's very great. In fact, great statement. As an actor, you have to have plan A, B, C, and D, not just plan A and B. You listen. Hence why I'm an entrepreneur. Hence why
Mhm.
I do red carpet interviews. I just got hired also to interview for New York Fashion Week.
Mhm.
And so yeah,
Yeah.
I do things on the side. Don't I'm not just sitting around and waiting for roles to come in, and roles, until you make it, roles fluctuate. You want to, one month it's great, the other month for 3 months it's not great. So you have to make sure that you have either a corporate job or bartend, something, different gigs on the side.
Yeah.
Exactly. Multiple forms of income. It's always important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for some reason, though, I don't think a lot of people get that concept. They think, okay, I'm talented, I'm going to come to Hollywood, and that'll be it.
No.
And then when you realize, I hear people saying now, like, a new movie with Tyler Perry that starred like Megan Good and I think Corey Hardick or whatever, and they were like, yeah, he paid us what we deserve for the first time ever. And we're thinking about actors that have been in the game like yourself for a very long time.
I've watched that. That's funny you said that. I just literally finished watching those interviews.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah. It's trending because it's an important topic that I don't think people think of when they choose to choose this type of career path.
And that's another thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. That's another thing, a good point, because at first you have to pay your dues. Like I did a lot of free work for like the independent films, just to get your name out there, just to build your resume, since I had to start from scratch. So at first you have to pay your dues. So you have to be willing to do things for free. Unfortunately, I mean, it gets to a point that you're like, okay, listen, like now I don't do nothing for free. I already have my name, my resume, I have my credits. But unfortunately, so you have to be willing to do things for free to get, to start off. So you make sure that you have other incomes or other sources that you can depend on.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is so much information. She's like really schooling us, and we're like, okay, let's take this in, because like I said, a lot of people do not think about all that it takes to really, become one of those legendary actresses. You have to hone your craft, be trained in the craft if you really want to be considered a true thespian. Do different roles and everything. And I think it's really encouraging for young women, young men too, that are looking to get into acting and just really see what it takes and get that, that 2020 view of, hey, this is what it really is.
And invest in classes, investing in I took commercial classes, I've taken theater classes, I've taken acting classes in front of the camera class, and that adds up. That let me tell you, that adds up money wise. But it's an investment that you're investing in yourself. If you really want to pursue this dream, you have to understand that you have to invest money in there.
Yeah, in yourself. Yes. People think all the time stuff's going to be handed to them. It does not work that way, regardless of your profession or your trade or your craft. You have to pay your dues, like you said. I think it's so important.
Well, a good actor and actress, yes. Unfortunately, we're living in this social media era that, unfortunately, I've seen it. I've seen it because I've lost roles to women that, because they have 200K on their Instagram and they're not even actors, they show their body off. Unfortunately, it's sad to say. So of course they have 200,000K, and they just choose them over you because they have a huge following. The talent is not there, but they rather have somebody that. Unfortunately, that's another difficult part of this industry currently, that we have to. Back then, that didn't exist, but now. It's very difficult because there's so much competition with social media, and it's really disappointing. There was a point actually like 2 years ago that I was very disappointed, and I was like, man, maybe I should just, because I was losing roles, people that were not even actors. They were hip hop reality stars that just want to, because I have a huge following and I was, in a reality show, I could be an actress. And they would give these roles because, of course, Unfortunately,
Yeah.
sometimes it is. Sometimes producers do that. There's other producers that I've met like that they know. I'd rather talent than following or popularity.
Makes sense. Because, like, the thing is, I think about that too, what you're saying, because you get someone like, that's more social media famous, and you get them in front and they can't memorize lines. They can't do, so you're stuck now. You turn down, the actress, and she doesn't want anything to do with you because it's like, okay, so this is what you think I'm worth. Nah, I'm good,
It's hard.
So then,
Unfortunately, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lulu, but sometimes I'm assuming the ratings are more important than the actual talent that's being delivered. Because even if the acting is bad, we've all seen our favorite, whatever, artist or something on one of those, a special segment on whatever show. And they're talking about it the next day on social media, like, oh, did you see how trash her performance? But they're talking about it. So they're going to watch the next episode.
Yes. That's unfortunate because, like I said, we real serious actors, thespians. We pay our dues. We take classes. We breathe and eat this. We invest so much money, and then here you go, just because either you're a reality show or because you show your body off, so you have a lot of followers, you can be an actor, and that's just unfortunate, disappointing in this acting world right now.
You know what I can say though? People like that are fads. You have put so much time and effort into your craft that you will remain and you'll be able to continue to book because of the longevity opposed to what's trending right now. So I really think you kind of have the edge in the long run.
That's so true. Very, very good. I totally agree. I think that you might get one or two, and then after that, it's downhill from there. I mean, what else is correct? I totally agree. Or they might get an opportunity, one or two, for independent films, for other films, but not something major because obviously it's that talent is not there. I totally agree.
Yes.
But it still sucks to see that you lose roles. You lose roles to people that are not, like, they've never acted in. I mean, I'm not saying you of course you want to be an actor, but we know why. It's not because they want to be an actor. It's why they were chosen.
Of course. And I love that she mentioned that, Nia, because I never really thought about that. We've talked to numerous people. And you're actually the first person to kind of have that different perspective on it. As far as not saying that other people aren't talented, but they just don't have the resume. They don't have the receipts to show like, hey, I've been in here. I've been doing this for XYZ. So I love that you brought that to the table.
And I'm not saying for them not to have the opportunity because I want everyone to have an opportunity. I'm just saying for a lead role, you understand? It's just like, yes, the more than welcome. If you want to act, fine, okay, you're a reality, but don't give a role that somebody has worked. Give them a small role, but then let me just clarify that. Of course, everybody. Listen, like I said, I started in small roles, but after you pay your dues, there's so many other people that are so much talented to get that major role, and they give the major role to somebody. That's what it's the difference of roles that bothers me.
No, I'm glad you admitted that too, because if you ask a lot of actresses or actors, that they will be like, oh no, I'm not a reality person. I'm not intimidated or even think that, it's not fair. They'll just leave it alone. But I like how you express the fact that no, like we've been saying, I pay my dues. So it's only right that I should be granted those, certain type of roles. And I can only imagine some of the castings just being a little awkward when you have refined, true actors and these people that are still kind of jagged around the edges from reality TV.
Yes, there's a movie that BET Plus just picked up. It's a Christmas movie. It's going to be aired on Christmas, and then I believe Lifetime is going to pick it up next year. It's going to go out to Lifetime. It's and I can't say no more. But there's somebody there that's on set. We were like, really, like they had to. It was like maybe 40 takes, and still the producer couldn't get the emotion, because you're not, but they got a major role, and you're like,
Man.
first time acting, and you got a major role when there's other people here that, I mean, I was one of the major roles. I was a supporting actress with this person, not that person, but with the lead role, but that other person. Yeah. It's just, it really, it's like, come on, like, give it a small, give them a small role to start, learning the process, learning the craft. But yeah.
And I can imagine how frustrating on set. You said 40 takes. Like, I can imagine, like, you probably are supposed to be on a set schedule, and they have to keep, redoing this scene. And
yeah, but since they're stars, and that's another thing I've noticed. You know what's so crazy? You said that. I noticed I've worked with a lot of real celebrities and reality celebrities, and the reality celebrities tend to be more divish and think, I don't know what is going on in their head compared to real celebrities. Like, it's just beyond, like, how they act compared to how you can tell the difference of a professional actor celebrity opposed to us reality. And I'm not putting any reality stars out there or saying all of them are the same, but what I've experienced on set, wow. I was like, you're not even, like, this celebrity is riding in the van with us, and they're not even acting as diva as. And this person has been acting for 30 plus years. So you just shocked the things that you see.
Man, so much knowledge, like Nia. Like, I'm taking in everything she's putting out. It's like, oh wow,
she's giving us that real, no, this is what it really is, guys. And as she's talking, I'm like envisioning everything she's saying. I'm like, yep.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
I don't want somebody that wants to get into the industry to feel, oh, forget it. I want to pursue it. I'm just telling you what the realness of it. It's not all glam. It's not all beautiful. It's not. But when you do get to a point that you're on set and you do what you love and you get into that element, it's the best, it's the most amazing feeling ever that you get to play somebody else's role. Yes. So I tell everybody, just try it, with classes, start with classes. Because a lot of people, when you start with classes, you realize if that's for you or not. Once you get your script, see if you're able to do it. See if you're able to commit. See if you like it. If you like being on stage, and if you do, then go ahead, go for it. Of course, absolutely, because the best feeling in the world. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We've spoken about all the negatives, but then the good parts is when you're out and getting pictures taken, and you're doing these private invitations that only certain people get invited to. So that's the good part about it. You're surrounding yourself with celebrities and partying with celebrities, not partying, but interacting with celebrities and getting their feedback, and you're able to ask questions, and you get to, I get offered and invited to a lot of special private screenings with, like, Brad Pitt was there the other day, and he was, and then we were able to ask him questions. He wanted to take pictures with him. So it's good to also receive that feedback. So it's a good part. That's the good part of being an actor that in this industry. You get to get all these perks of being invited to certain places. You get to meet the celebrity, your idol, there's perks and very good perks of it as well.
I'm thinking of the networking possibilities, because you pretty much told us from the start of this whole interview that it was basically who you knew, and building that relationship with your mentor kind of opened the floodgates, and you were able to stick to who you were as a person, not breaking any morals or anything like that. So that is really to be commended, because a lot of women did not take the hard route. So I salute you, because I'm also for the hard route.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes. So I respect you for that, for sure.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, guys. Yes, definitely. It's very important to stay true to yourself. Yes, and network. That's great. Always network. I got to where I got to because when I first got to New York, I looked on Facebook. I started looking at acting network events, and I went and I introduced myself. Hi, I'm LuLu Lopez. I'm from Miami. I'm an actress. If you ever need anything, I went into Vista Print. I started printing cards, and I was giving out cards on network events. And this is how I was able to get introduced and have.
Right.
I got my corresponding gigs through that.
Yes.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got in the room. She got in, y'all. She has the sauce on how you get in the room, the legit way, how you get in the room.
Yes.
That right there. Lulu, before we close out today, can you let our viewers know where on Instagram they can find you and just all of your ads, your TikToks, whatever social medias and websites you have?
Yeah. All the same, the Instagrams, Facebook, Lulu Lopez Official. Lulu Lopez Official is my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook, Facebook Lulu Lopez, but Lulu Lopez Official for everything else. And of course, the vegan makeup line is Lulu Beauty Official. And Lulu is spelled LULUV as in Victor, Love Official. And New to the City. That's my show. It's called New to the City. So make sure you check out New to the City.
Just love it. Once again, Lulu, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with us here in the Dynasty Queens house. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. This was a great interview. You guys had amazing, amazing questions. Out of a lot of interviews I've done in my past, you guys were nailing it. I love the interviews. They usually are the same questions over and over, but you guys did an amazing job. Kudos to you guys.
Oh, so much, Lulu. So you guys, in closing, really quickly before I close, if you guys do not subscribe, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this particular, what I'm saying episode, comment down below, and let us know how you thought about all the great gems that Miss Lulu had to share with us today. A lot of gems.
Yes.
So much good stuff.
And don't be scared to DM me. I get a lot of DMs, but if I can get to it, I'll answer your questions for acting. I'm all about helping an upcoming actor and somebody that wants to start.
Love that.
Yes.
Love it.
Just another great experience with another great woman that we brought on the platform today. Yes.
Yay.
And in closing, I am your girl, Nia J, and I'm right here with my lovely co-host,
Pamela and Nicole.
And you are watching Dynasty Queens.